This is the part of the video where people turn it on and they see us talking, you see. And then we have a hilarious punchline that happens. And then the credits roll. This is what you call the cold open. Yeah?
Yes.
Cold
And
open.
I would say something like, and then he brought out his cock.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Professor Hans von Puppet. This is Penny. We are here for Hans on Sex, Professor Puppet After Dark. Tonight! Oh, yes, darling. You are so gorgeous. Look at you. You're a saucy devil. I like what you're wearing.
Thank you, darling.
Ah, yes.
Although my bra's showing, that's not right.
I'm sorry, I was staring at your cleavage.
No, you were.
Your décolletage. Forgive me. Anyway, tonight we are speaking about aphrodisiacs, yeah? This is a controversial topic, you know? Kind of shrouded in mythology and magic and wonder.
That's right.
You know what it is? It's people trying to get a shortcut.
That's right.
People would prefer magic to science. But with aphrodisiacs, you get both. Yeah? Some common ones are what? Oysters?
Champagne.
Yeah. Avocado, papaya, dark chocolate. Now, some of these have actual chemical things, like chocolate, dark chocolate, especially for women, has, antioxidants, and it actually does a little bit to their brain. I've been told it makes you feel like you're in love. And love is the biggest aphrodisiac of all, yeah? Except for money. Money is very, very good. For women, anyway. Some women, not everybody. Anyway, there are aphrodisiacs that are actual drugs, you know? To really count as a real aphrodisiac, it has to be a drug that actually makes you want to have more sex, yeah?
Yes.
It's called aphrodisiac, named after Aphrodite, the goddess of love, you know? And there are things like ecstasy and I think heroin probably does this too. Please don't do any of these things. Please don't take dangerous drugs. The thing about drugs is they are not magic. They are chemicals that are very dangerous for you and very dangerous for your mind. And even though, you know, they might give you a pleasurable effect, the cost is too great, yeah?
Yeah, I think you have to be very sensible with things.
Yes, of course.
I know a lot of people that have tried a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I think if you are very responsible, you know what you're doing, and
Uh-huh.
it's very safe, then maybe that's okay. But you really do have to be very careful.
Be very careful. You know, if you take too much ecstasy, what happens to you is you experience a lot of ecstasy, right? You have this feeling of pleasure that fires overwhelmingly in your brain, and you get a feeling of kind of wonderful, loving swellness, yeah?
You do, and you want to sleep with probably a lot more people than you would normally.
Exactly. While you're making bad decisions, there you are. Now, the reason for this is it like kind of unleashes the serotonin to kind of flood in your brain.
That's
now,
right.
this kind of wears out your serotonin receptors. And if you do this enough, what happens is you lose the ability to receive the serotonin, and then you lose the ability to ever be happy again. Okay.
Well, or it's
This can happen
reduced,
to
and
you.
you need to. There are ways of raising your serotonin levels. There are
Of
ways,
course.
and you
But
need to look
but
into
there are
that.
also ways of breaking your brain.
That's right.
Okay? Which you cannot really recover from very easily.
Yeah, you don't want to hurt your brain.
So tread lightly, folks. Please.
Yes.
Please
Be
do not
sensible.
go and take ecstasy because Professor Papa told you to, because he told you not to, okay? Not endorsed. But oysters, go crazy with the oysters.
Oysters, great,
Now
fantastic.
the thing is, there's really no evidence at all that oysters do any kind of real thing to your genitals or to your mind or anything aphrodisiacal. That's not even a word.
No, it's not, but it works here.
However,
It does have a lot of zinc.
zinc is good. You know, pennies are made of zinc.
That's right.
Don't have pennies either. I'm giving all kinds of bad advice tonight. Okay, but the thing about oysters, even though it is not supportable scientifically, they're still very sexy to have oysters.
Well, they are. Well, they look sexy when
They
you
look
open an
sexy.
oyster. It
Yeah.
looks a bit naughty, doesn't
It
it?
does.
I mean, it's the same with papaya. The same
Papaya,
with certain
oh.
fruits. Very sexy. And I think maybe it's something about the eating of them. Because
Exactly.
when you see strawberries, naked
Yeah.
strawberries, like dropped into naughty dark chocolate, and then a lady puts it in her
Naughty
mouth,
dark chocolate.
or a man puts it in his mouth, and there's something about,
Yeah.
you know, the actual eating of things,
course.
foods, that make something sexy.
And really, it's the mental association that you make with all these things that is the real aphrodisiac. You know, oysters are aphrodisiacs because we think they are. They make us feel sexy because we remember being sexy before when we had oysters. Same thing with the avocados and the chocolate strawberries and all of that
Avocados, yeah.
stuff. So things like that Like champagne, for example.
Oh, yes.
It's a real panty dropper. It can be, if applied properly.
Especially if it's good quality champagne.
Especially high-quality French champagne from the Champagne region. You know, a list of my favorite champagnes that could be supplied below, perhaps. But I'm not going to do that. If you're a fan of champagne and a fan of pressed moment, just send me a bottle and I will tell you if it's the good stuff or not. Or come over and Penny and I will drink it together.
Yay!
Yeah? Anyway, it's the association with these sexy things. And it's like if you come home and your husband, your boyfriend, your gentleman,
Your lover.
or girlfriend, I don't want to judge you, Penny, I
Yes.
don't know, has chocolate-dipped strawberries and champagne and some oysters there for you, you are probably going to get laid, aren't you?
Yeah, you're probably going to get in the mood and
You're
feel very
probably going to,
relaxed.
it's going to work, you know, because
Yes.
their partner has showed some effort, yeah? And made it
Definitely.
special. And these things are special. But don't eat oysters in a month without an R in it.
That's
Do you know that?
right, yes.
Because then they are bad for you
Yes.
for some reason.
And you do have to be careful. You have to make sure
Yeah, yeah.
that you're careful.
Yeah, don't shuck the oysters, then wait 4 hours for your husband to come home because you will kill him with salmonella.
And that's not sexy.
That is not sexy. The emergency room, not sexy. Unless it's a medical fetish of some kind, or your husband dies and you meet a handsome doctor who is very sexy or something.
George
but
Clooney.
George Clooney, he's not actually a doctor, though, you see.
No,
That was only a
no,
TV
but he
show.
could be. He could be. He's so
Well,
sexy.
you know,
in
he's
the
kind of
art.
better
He really
as a
was.
billionaire movie star, I think. It's probably a better bet. Sorry we were rambling there. Okay, folks, we gotta go. It's getting late, and Penny and I are gonna open up some oysters and get some champagne and some melted chocolate and some strawberries. Yeah, okay.
Strawberries and chocolate.
And we're gonna settle in. We're gonna watch a little HBO, a little Game of Thrones. Yeah,
That's very sexy.
very sexy show. CCTV is also an aphrodisiac when applied properly. But again, just like the ecstasy, don't overdo it because you're gonna kill the whole deal. Hans on Sex is brought to you by AdamandEve.com. Visit now and enter the keyword Hans at checkout to get 50% off almost any item, plus free shipping, plus a free mystery gift, plus 3 free bonus DVDs. Order today.